Your communication is the biggest bottleneck in your career, and you don't even realize it. For years, I thought my issue was lack of confidence. I thought if I just got more experience, I'd naturally sound more senior. I'd naturally command more authority. Then I asked AI to fix my communication skills, and it showed me the truth. I didn't have a confidence problem. I had a clarity problem. This experiment changed the way I speak in meetings, the way I present to leaders, and even the way I think. And today I'm showing you exactly what happened. Let me be brutally honest about where I was. I spoke too fast. When I got nervous, excited, my words would just tumble out. No pauses, no breathing room, just a stream of consciousness that left people confused. I lacked structure. I'd answer questions, but I start in the middle, circle back, and by the end, even I didn't know what the point I was making was. I'd be in meetings with executives and I'd hear myself explaining things like I was justifying my existence instead of stating my perspective with authority. I felt unclear when people asked me questions. Someone would say, "What's your recommendation?" And I'd freeze for a second, then ramble for 2 minutes without actually answering. Sometimes I over-explained, sometimes I under-explained, sometimes I froze completely. And here's what I realized after AI analyzed my communication. These were not communication problems, they were thinking problems. I was not unclear because I lacked confidence. I was unclear because I hadn't structured my thinking before I opened my mouth. Here's the framework that unlocked everything for me. Good communication is not about charisma, it's not about confidence, even if it plays a role. It's not even about speaking clearly. Good communication equals structured thinking plus concise delivery. That's it. If your thinking is messy, your communication will be messy. If your thinking is clear, your communication will be clear. And here's where AI becomes a game changer. AI exposes the structure you don't realize you're missing. It becomes a mirror for your reasoning. It shows you where your logic breaks down, where you're wondering, where you're saying three things when you should say one. And if you use AI properly, you don't just learn to communicate better, you learn to think like a senior leader. You learn to synthesize, you learn to cut through the noise, you land the point with precision. That's what this system does. And I'm about to walk you through it step by step. All right, here's the exact process I use to fix my communication. It's 4 steps, and you can do this today. Step number 1, record yourself answering a real question. So first, I picked a leadership style question, the kind of thing you'd get asked in a meeting or in an interview, something like, "What is your strategy for improving team performance this quarter?" Or, "How would you prioritize these 3 competing projects?" I turned on my phone, hit record, and answered out loud. No script, no preparation, just me speaking naturally, doing what I would in real meeting. And this is key. I didn't edit it. I didn't redo it. I captured my actual communication style, the good, the bad, the rambling. And step number 2, feed the transcript to AI and ask for brutal critique. I transcribed the recording and fed it into AI with a specific set of questions. Where did I sound unclear? Where did I ramble? Where did I sound junior instead of senior? What was from a structured answer? Rewrite my answer in senior leader style. Explain why your version sounds more senior. And here's the moment where everything shifted. AI gave me a zero bias and 100% honest answer. It didn't care about my feelings. It didn't try to be polite with me. It just told me the truth. And the truth hurt, but it was exactly what I needed. And step number 3, let AI break down your speaking patterns. AI didn't just rewrite my answers, it diagnosed my patterns. It showed me I use filler words constantly, like, kind of, so they're everywhere. It pointed out repetition. I'd say the same thing 3 different ways because I was not confident the first version landed. And it identified wandering logic. I'd start with a point, drift into an example, lose the thread, and never come back to the original idea. It caught weak conclusions as I was speaking in one long run-on sentence instead of using pauses for emphasis. And here's the uncomfortable part. I'm going to show you my actual example. My original answer to "What's your strategy for improving team performance?" was something like, "Well, I think we need to look at a few things. Like, communication is definitely an issue, and also people aren't clear on priorities. So maybe we need better alignment meetings or something. And I've noticed some people are overwhelmed. So We might need to redistribute work, but I'm not totally sure how to do that yet. So yeah, probably focus on communication first and see what happens. It's painful, right? And AI told me this answer is unfocused, uncertain, and lacks a clear framework. You're listing problems without a coherent solution here. You sound like you're thinking out loud, not leading. Brutal, but accurate. And step number 4, rebuild your communication using AI. Then AI helped me rebuild it. It gave me a structure, context, insight, action. It showed me how to slow down and use pauses. It taught me how to open with authority and close with decisiveness. It demonstrated executive energy, speaking like someone who has conviction, not someone seeking approval. So here's the written version. Our team performance is suffering because of unclear priorities and communication breakdowns. Here's my approach. First, we implement a weekly alignment meeting to ensure everyone knows the top 3 priorities. Second, we redistribute workload based on capacity, not seniority. And third, we establish a clear escalation path for blockers. We start this Monday. Questions? Same information, completely different impact, right? And then AI explained why this version works. You open with a clear diagnosis. You structured your solution into 3 concrete steps. You used decisive language. We implement, we redistribute, we establish. Not maybe, we should try. You close with a signal that conversation is moving to execution, not more discussion. And this is what I mean by AI as a communication coach. It doesn't just fix your words, it teaches you how to think and speak with authority. So what happened after I started using this system for 30 days? First, I got clear in meetings. I stopped rambling. I stopped over-explaining. I'd make my point in 30 seconds instead of 3 minutes, and people actually listened. Second, I started sounding more senior and confident, not because I faked it, because I was genuinely clear on what I was saying. Confidence is a byproduct of clarity. And third, people listen more. When you speak with structure and authority, people lean in. They take notes. They ask follow-up questions instead of checking their phones. And fourth, I reduced my overthinking. I used to rehearse conversations in my head for hours. Now I just think through the structure once. Context, insight, action, and I'm ready. And fifth, my preparation time dropped. I spent an hour prepping for a 15-minute meeting. Now I spend just 10 minutes because I know exactly how to organize my thoughts. And finally, I got better under pressure. When someone asks me a hard question, I don't freeze anymore. I pause, I structure my thinking in real time, and deliver a clear answer. This is not magic, it's just structured thinking powered by AI feedback. And the crazy part, this compounds. Every week I get better at catching my own communication mistakes. Every week I tighten my language a little more. And every week I sound more like the leader I want to become. And that's the real transformation. Look, this video is just scratching the surface. If you want the full communication system, I use templates, the exact prompts, the frameworks, the scripts. It's all part of my upcoming career acceleration course with AI. And this video shows you one piece, how to diagnose and fix your communication, but the course shows you how to apply this to presentations, negotiations, performance reviews, strategic updates, and leadership presence. It's the difference between learning a technique and building an operating model. But even if you just take what I showed you today, record yourself, feed it to AI, rebuild your communication, and you'll be ahead of most people, because most people never get honest feedback on how they actually sound. So do this. Pick one question you get asked regularly. Record your answer. Let AI repeat a part and rebuild it. Do that once and you'll never communicate the same way again. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.